article on the website Politico says Minnesota Senator Al Franken would make the best pick for vice president if Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump win their party's nomination.
The article's author says in a 2016 presidential race that's already stranger than fiction, the Democratic Party needs someone like Franken to win the presidency.
Interesting.
Boy, who would have thought this years ago, right? The theory is that Franken would be a populist liberal. So the Bernie Sanders voters who are really tapping into this disconnect about the economy, that Hillary Clinton maybe obviously isn't appealing to them, but Al Franken might be someone to do that. Nina, when Al Franken ran for Senate the first time around, Republicans really made a lot of hay out of kind of some of the more controversial statements that he made. Of course, as a comedian, but it's stuff that, 10 or 15 years ago would have certainly sink a vice presidential candidate.
Sure, and he had a tougher time winning that first time, but I think everything he says is kind of funny, even when he's not trying to be funny. I don't know, I think he's just a funny guy. He's a charismatic guy. Some people might think he's tried to really get away from that image of the comedian, especially during his time of service here, I think, in Minnesota. So I don't know that he necessarily wants to be associated with, like, the funny man or the interesting VP candidate. Yeah. But it is interesting that it sort of points to the fact that all the rules seem to be out the window.
Is that true, Kim? Has Donald Trump changed it that much? Where someone with Al Franken, some of the things he said?
I think that Donald Trump has, and the editor of this article is saying, okay, the basis is that this is a Clinton and Trump contest, that you would need somebody to counter some of Trump's unpredictability and some of his insults that he throws or jokes that he makes, and be able to handle it. And what it does for Hillary Clinton, if you were to have a VP that could handle all of that, it would keep her above the fray, and she could appear the candidate that wants to focus on the issue and not go down to that level.
We've seen that, the VPs as the attack dog. We've seen that over the years, right?
We absolutely have. What I love about reading this article, because I'm very fascinated by, all the different steps in the planning, because, he even looks at Al Franken is 1 inch shorter than Hillary Clinton. So that would kind of keep him, 1 inch shorter.
Not one-upping the candidate, which is what you don't want. So there's that to think about also.
A lot of strategy, though.
There is. So it also talks about, okay, let's say that Senator Al Franken was chosen. We have Governor Dayton, who would probably choose another Democrat. Another name that was thrown around was a senator from Ohio, the governor there, John Kasich. He would probably choose a Republican. So there's so much strategy that goes into it.
It would be really beneficial for the Democrats.
As someone who has watched Al Franken, though, during his campaigning, I find it very interesting that this writer thinks that Al Franken would be like the powder keg, interesting guy to go against Donald Trump. Al Franken has gone out of his way to be exceedingly boring as a campaigner. He has not been funny.
He might not want this role.
Oh, yeah. Only in the last couple of years have we seen more flashes of the humor, because he's really been a studious senator. Whether you agree with him or not, he kind of took the Hillary Clinton model of getting to work for the people. We'll see. Boy, we'll go nuts if one of us gets picked to be the vice president.
Would be Pat Kessler's greatest day.
It would be good, yes.